Hey guys, welcome back to How To Dad. I know my voice sounds weird right now, but hopefully y'all can hear me. Today, what we're going to be doing is replace the whole console here, the radio, and pretty much all of this with a new digital screen stereo system. So that's what we're going to be doing. So the first thing we want to do is make sure everything's disconnected from your ports, right? Here, wherever. And you want to pop these side panels up so that you can get this centerpiece off. So if you grab one at the bottom, it's got a little clip holding it in. Pull it gently so it pops out like that. Pull the other one. Oh, well, wasn't very gentle, was it? But I didn't break it, so that's good. And then we're gonna pop the rest of it up. It's just pins holding it in, right? So we're gonna pop this up just so it's up, right? Just so it's up. We don't want to take it off because we don't need to. All right, so you're gonna pop them up like that. All right, we popped those up. And now we wanna pop this trim up at the top. Kind of gently, just take it off, right? Boop, just like that. And now we wanna remove this center console. It's got 2 mounting bolts on top. These are 7mm we're gonna have to take off. I've got my assistant here. She's unscrewing this for us. Oh, those nails are pretty.
Thanks.
Okay, now unscrew it again. Okay, so here, get them, please. Now on the head, now you're on the head. There you go, now you click it. Gotta be straight or it ain't gonna work. Do it. Fine, click it here, so. You want to switch straight down, push it back. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a trick. Once it gets loose, I'm gonna show you a trick you can do with nails.
What's the buttons?
There's a little something now. Stop. So this is. Now, pop, if you push this button, you can pop that off, push the button. Pop this off. Now we can use this to just unscrew it the rest of the way and turn counterclockwise. Oh, that's screwed in. That's loosey. Okay, so we remove the screws. Now this thing's gonna pop out. We're gonna take it. We're gonna pop the top forward. We're gonna pop the bottom forward. If I can get a grip on it. It's also held in by clips. Let me see if I can get under this thing. Okay. All right, now we've got it off. Now from the top here, you can see this connector is your hazard light connector that goes to this button here, your hazards. So you're gonna wanna disconnect that. Now on the bottom side, there's a clip. If you squeeze the gray portion here and pull it out, this clip I was squeezing on the bottom, this right here, this clip. And if you push it down, it pops out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove all these wires too. If you're curious as to where they should go or what they do, go ahead and take a picture of it just like this. And that way you can reference that picture as to where everything goes if you need to in the future, if you have to put this back in, whatever. But I'm gonna remove these cables real quick. Once you get everything out, it should look like this. This is a stereo system. It's got 4 bolts on it. Here, there, and there. So you're gonna wanna pop this stereo out. You can use the same 7mm you used on those top bolts. Make sure you don't lose these bolts. I don't know if we're gonna need them, but I'm always gonna save them just in case I need them at some point. That's why you make 15 tiny hands. My sister's getting better quick to do this than me, but she's got nails. I don't know her nails. Alright, so once those 4 bolts are out, we're gonna pull the stereo system out. Behind the stereo, you have your standard cables, right? You have your antenna here, which could come straight out if you pull on it. It should come straight out. There it is. Oh, that looks different than I thought it did. Okay. These other 2, you'll press down at the top, and that one comes off. This other one, you press down at the top, squeeze it, pinch it, whatever. And it'll come out too, look at that. So, now we got the box out. Old stereo. This is what this looks like. Okay, now we want to remove this portion, this display. So we're gonna go ahead, it's got 2 bolts, one here. This is a slightly longer bolt than with the other ones, so keep it separated from the other ones. Like I said, I don't know if we'll need these bolts, but we might. Alright, I'm gonna pull this top portion out. I guess I should have popped these up a little more. We're gonna pull this top portion out. Well, dang, maybe I make that so complicated. Okay, we're on this panel that we pulled out, right? We're going to be moving the climate control panel, this here, into the new assembly. So these have star heads on them. So I got a star head tool. I'm gonna put it in my thing here. And I'm gonna pull these out, these star head screws out to get the panel out. The panel's coming out. I'm gonna pull this last screw out so it doesn't fall out somewhere and I'll lose it. So we pop that out. Now I don't know if we're gonna need this cigarette lighter port, but I'm pretty much assuming we will for the new unit. So I'm gonna pop that out. This thing has 2 clips on the back side. One here and one somewhere else. Oh, it's got this here that you have to push in, and then this here, I don't know, we'll see how this works. I'm gonna push in on this clip. I'm gonna try through here. Oh, it twisted. I wonder if this thing twists out. That would be easy, wouldn't it? Well, it twists. Huh. It feels like it's locking on something. Let's see if there's a place for... Alright, we got that out. We didn't break it, so that's a plus. So I think we've got all the components out of this old one that we need. Well, no. Hazard button. We're going to need that. So we got to take that out too. Looks like it just has clips. There's a thing over here on this side. I pushed in and pushed out. I pushed in on this and I pushed the whole body forward, and it's starting to pop out in the front. So I'm going to do that on the other side. Okay, I pushed in on this side. Now if I take it, I should be able to pop the whole thing out the front. Oh, there it went. Now we have these buttons. Now I think we got everything we need out of this panel to put in the new panel. So this is my new unit. I'm gonna pop the components that we took out into the new unit. So this component that we took out, we wanna pop it in to its new home right here. And then we wanna screw it down, right? It's got screw holes, yeah. We want to screw it down the same way we unscrewed it. So those star screws that we unscrewed, we want to screw those back in. Okay, we're gonna, I started all the bolts. These are the star shaped screws, the ones with this head. So, I'm gonna screw these bad boys in. Not too tight, you don't want to crack the plastic, but tight enough they hold. So we got that in, situated, ready to go. This part is going to be for your hazard light assembly that we pulled out. So we're going to grab this bad boy and we're going to pop. Snapped into place. It's perfect. This is the wiring harness that came with it. I'm going to try to go ahead and attach it to this. It should have adapters to attach to our old cabling system. This is the power cable. I'm going to throw this on there. I'm just going to push it in till it clicks. Okay, that's our power. Okay, there's one last part of this that I didn't get out. It's this sink powered by Microsoft crap. I got a hole for it down here on the new one, so I'm gonna punch that out. The way it works, I already broke one of these off, so be careful. These could be old and dry rotted like this one was, but you're supposed to push in on these and push this up. Crud, I broke this one too. Oh crud. Okay, and then there's another clip over here. Hopefully pushing it on this one won't break it too. Let's see. One on this side is... I don't know how long I wasn't recording for, so just FYI, at the bottom of the old one there's this sync switch, right? There's a spot in the new one for it, so take that out. It's got clips you pop off, and then take this screw out which holds this. This is the clip to snap it into the dashboard. So I'm gonna unscrew that real quick. It's a 7mm. So after you get this out, you're gonna snap it into the, and you've put the screw back in that piece that's gonna snap it into the dashboard. You're gonna put this back in, or into the new one. Now that's in. And we're gonna put the lighter back in. That should snap in too. So it's got a little divot in it. See this little divot? Line that divot up with this. We're gonna line that divot up with that. We're gonna slide that bad boy in, click it into place. Now it's in. Good to hook. So now this is looking pretty good. On the back side, okay, so going over some of these wires here, this is your antenna for your radio. This wire is a GPS. I'm gonna set this on my dash so it can give me the proper direction and speed. This here, this bottom one, is an RCA connector. This should be if you have an external sound system. You know, you've wired in an external sound system, which I haven't done. They would plug in here. Everything else looks like it has adapters for the cables for the radio. So I'm going to plug those in there. So we're going to try to wire this guy back up. The first one I want to grab, this is a USB port. So I'm going to put it back right here. This is on this sync thing that was on here. Did I break it? I did. I broke the connector off of that one. So that one ain't gonna stay in. That sucks, because when you push on the front, it's just gonna push out the back. You try to put something on it, but I don't use this anyway, so oh well, Syrah, I guess. The other one, trying to figure out what was connected to the other one here. It looks like this one was the one connected. It's got 4 pins, 4 holes and 4 pins. So, oh, I should just not connect that other stupid one. It's dumb anyway. I'll put that in. Okay. I'm gonna push it down. It popped out. Okay. It's got a this red one is a clamp that's supposed to clamp it down. Keep it in place. You see how I just pushed that down? There you go. That's in place. Now we want to connect the cross cable that I just had. That's your lighter power. See how that's a T? That's a T. So I'm going to put that back in there. Just push it in. So that's clipped in. This is all wired up. This stupid USB thing I broke, so oh well. These were for this area up here. This is your climate control. So we're going to plug those back in. We're going to take this guy. We're going to plug him back in. Maybe. Okay, so I'm going to put this back in. I can get it to touch. Good. I'm going to plug this one back in. These divots will guide what direction it goes, always. So, that's snapped back in. So now my USB stuff's hooked up, my lighter stuff's hooked up, my climate control is hooked up, and now I got this. That is my adapter. See in there? That's my adapter. It's going to adapt to this guy right here. That's for all the power, to power all the things. Clip that together. And then that's my backup camera stuff. This one goes to this here. And I'm going to put that one on, snap it into place. And then, what is in the middle here? Oh, my hazard lights. You remember those? All right. My hazard lights were right here. Hopefully this cable's long enough to get it lower. We do have one more. This here plugs into something. This is our antenna that needs to be plugged in to this antenna cable. When we get that closer, okay, here we go. If we can get that closer, we can plug that in. So we're trying to figure out where this goes. This is a 4-pin cable, and I'm not sure that we have an adapter for it. That makes sense. Well, it's a 4 or an 8. It's an 8, and we have an 8 right here. This has got to be it. It's got to be. It's 8-pin and 8-pin, but it's, man, it sure is tiny.
Do it again.
I plugged in all the connectors except the hazard lights, and I'm gonna see if this thing works before I put the whole thing back together.
Ooh, I like it.
So that's kind of cool.
It's not Tuesday though.
It's not making any sounds, which kind of sucks. Let's see. Maybe we're not on a radio channel. Well, we gotta settle that.
I can hear sound.
Yeah, I hear sound too. Why is it not doing anything?
What about YouTube? Go on YouTube and select the song.
Well, we don't have signal. It would have to link up to my phone first. I want to see if we can get stereo sound through it. All right, guys, it looks like it's working just fine. So we're gonna go ahead and put it back in.
No.
Okay, so we got it all hooked up. We got the GPS stuff, the reverse camera stuff. I'm gonna make sure all the cables kind of come off to the side. I'm not really sure how they're supposed to come out of this thing, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull this left side up. I'm gonna tuck this in like that, and then I'm gonna pull this side up, and I'm gonna tuck this in on that side, and hopefully all this stuff just kind of snaps into place. That's my hope. What is this? Oh, that's that USB cable. Hopefully that don't cut off or nothing. I'm gonna see if I can get all this stuff in here. Nah. They're too high. Wish this would pop up some more. There we go. Hey, you see that? All right. So we're gonna make sure these wires don't get cut off or anything crazy. We're gonna make sure they're just kind of there. We're gonna put this down in here. We're gonna snap the bottom in, hopefully. But remember that thing we put on? All right, it just snapped into, there we go. It snapped in. Now we're gonna do this. We're gonna push that back on and this in. So it kind of pops back into place. We're gonna push this in. Give it a couple of love taps. Oh, stuff popping out of it. Give it a couple love taps like that. Give this one a couple love taps down here. All right. And now we're in like sin, guys. So I'm gonna hook up the rear view camera at a later time. And I'll show you that install when I do it. This is the GPS. Now you can, on this particular stereo, it's got Apple Play and Android Play, so you could just use the GPS on your phone. But if you ever don't have your phone and you still need to use maps on this, it's got a GPS. It's gonna track your position. I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna put this up in here. And then I'm gonna tuck this cable away somewhere, or maybe run it up and back down so you don't see it. And we're gonna stick this right here, okay? You wanna face the GPS forward so it can get your sense of direction proper. If you put it backwards, it'll say you're going backwards or going, it'll be weird. Okay, we're gonna peel this sticky tape off the back like that. And we're gonna stick that bad boy right here, straight as we can get it. That looks straight, assistant?
Yeah.
We're gonna press it down. When I do adhesive in trucks like this, because it's gonna be, we're in Texas, right? It's gonna be in the sun, it's gonna be hot. So I'll hold it down, I'll put pressure on it for about 30 seconds, right? To make sure that adhesive sets into the dash, okay? I don't know, has it been 30 seconds, assistant?
Probably.
You think?
Should like 20, maybe.
Okay, we'll count to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we'll give it a little tug. Make sure it's on there. Yeah, it's on there good. And I'll deal with the cable maintenance later. Let's fire her up.